You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
It is January 19th, 2017. One day since I turned 33, and it's another episode of the Impact Implosion here in the Angry Marks Podcast Network. As always, I'm Seth Draken, and on the other end is the green briefcase to my red briefcase, Mr. Mike Poland.
Could have done red to my blue, and we could have done Jade and Rosemary reference.
God damn it!
We'll save that for next week.
Yeah, the red to my blue. Again, or if something else stupid happens. We got some news. Marty Bell is gone.
Oh, she's replaceable.
Easily. Unfortunately, we have some sad news. You might have heard of a site called TNA Mecca, which was the joke of a lot of people because they really defend TNA so hard. Their owner died yesterday. Cancer.
Try to cue up some music for you. Where's the guy playing the fiddle or the violin?
Yeah, it's sad.
Yep.
Whew. Also, Mark Andrews did pretty well in the WWE tournament.
I did not see that yet.
Yeah, he got to the semifinals, lost to Pete Dunne.
Who then lost in the finals to some guy.
But lost to Tyler Durden. Not Tyler Durden, Tyler Bate. God damn.
Tyler Durden? Who's that?
That's a Fight Club reference.
Sometimes the things that we own end up owning us.
Yeah. Fucking Fight Club. Anyway, by the way, Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews, part of the Trios tag team in the King of Trios I went to.
Really?
Yeah. They were Team UK there.
Who was the third part?
Pete Dunne's brother.
I
think Jonathan Dunne.
Johnny Dunne.
Yeah, it was like to the Dunne brothers and Mark Andrews. And this was before Mark Andrews went with TNA, and TNA wasted his talents.
Oh, yes. Mandrews.
And WWE made sure not to call him that. You are not allowed to say Mandrews. Please do not say that.
Mandrews?
No, that is this. I have called him Mark Andrews I am never calling him that.
We gotta market something. Let's come up with a name quick.
Let's look. His Twitter handle says M.A. Andrews. Mandrews!
Boo!
Boo! It's M as in Mark Andrews. If it was really Andrews, the lower A would be lowercase, but it wasn't when you found him. Yeah, so
it could have been worse. It could have been Ma Andrews.
Oh no,
that could be a whole nother gimmick.
Or Mon Drews. All right.
On to the show.
We better get to the show.
A pretty decent one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was pretty decent. We start off with a replay of Lashley becoming number one contender. And then we had several jobbers in the ring. Well, get jobber entrances. Shira, Trevor Lee, Jesse Goddard, and Crazy Steve. Abyss was
Andrew Everett.
Oh, yeah, and Andrew Everett was in there. Abyss was surprisingly missing.
Oh, they couldn't find him for this match.
Then they should have found Joe Park.
They weren't allowed in the cave.
So Matt and Jeff Hardy get an entrance.
Drinking Tyrus for some reason.
Yeah, he's paying Tyrus. Remember? Tyrus.
Oh yeah, that's right. From the one night only.
Yeah.
The fixer.
And the DCC comes out, and it's only Bram and Kingston. And they've got to mention that James Storm isn't allowed at ringside.
Neither is Gregory Helms or Mike Bennett.
And I'm like, but James Storm isn't a manager. He's a wrestler. Why is he not allowed? What?
James is allowed.
You could only have two members of a stable?
They drew straws.
Yeah, you could only have two members of a stable. This wouldn't be the only confusing thing, as Miracle comes out, although without Maria. They said no managers.
The old Survivor Series gimmick. No managers at ringside.
Bunch of colored and okay, race for the case. It's better than Feast or Fired, but it's still fucking confusing because here are the rules. There are 4 colored cases in a 6-sided ring, of course. You got to grab each case, and each case has a number. In 2 weeks will be open fight night. The number on your case is the number you get to challenge anyone you want to any match you want. But if you challenge somebody or a champion, they can't be challenged again.
Because why?
Because we gotta at least be fair to somehow. Hey, we gotta be fair. Fair is fair. You can't have guys challenge all the guys challenge for the world title.
Oh, why not?
That'd be fucking unfair. 4 title matches in one show. That'd be just...
I bet Lashley beat them all, though. Oh, that's spoilers.
Hey, he's not champion yet.
I just said that's spoilers. I apologize.
Yep. Okay, Eli Drake immediately grabs the first one as Tyrus shields him. The red one, the one I want, would have gotten.
Yeah.
Then Trevor Lee grabs the blue one.
And then does a dive for some reason.
I know! If you notice...
Case, why did you do a spot?
By the way, you may want to realize this comes stupid later, but Crazy Steve went up the pole after Matt Hardy went for the green one.
And it was...
and there was no briefcase on it.
Whoops.
Oh, and there were other stupid moments in this match. There was a moment where Bennett was fighting Matt Hardy, knocked Hardy out of the ring, and instead of going for the briefcase, since the ring was empty, he followed him.
Oh my
out
God.
of the ring. Same thing happened with Steve later. He knocked down a Hardy and then jumped out of the ring himself instead of going for a case.
Well, I can understand Crazy Steve. He's not smart.
Crazy.
Yeah. But why would Mike Bennett do that? You'd think he'd be smarter.
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, Jesse was about to get the gold briefcase, but Kingston low-blowed him, so he dropped it and Bram caught it. Kind of makes you think that Trevor Lee throwing out, jumping onto everyone would have been stupid because he loses the fucking thing and one of the guys fucking gets it. He's got the blue briefcase.
Dummy, yeah.
Dummy. Well, that's for later. And that hits a twist of fate on Bennett as Jeff Hardy grabs the green briefcase. The one Matt Hardy had a premonition about all along.
Premonition!
So then we get career moments. Drew Galloway debuting to take out the Beatdown Clan. By the way,
there's a reference for you from 3 years ago. There's a
reference for you. And neither one of those 3 men are there anymore. In fact,
Lashley's there.
Right? Well, Franklin's there, yeah. Okay, the 3 other members are not there. And career moment, Moose shows up at Destination X.
For a short-lived relationship with Mike Bennett.
Yep. Then Drew Galloway is backstage and talks about how none of the Impact Rant title reigns counted because I didn't get my shot. You
were hurt, Drew. Get over it.
Yeah, well, he's a heel. Come on, he's allowed to. And he said, I could have gone after the world title because guess what? I beat Eddie Edwards, who's the current champion. I beat him. But he wants the Impact Brand title, and he plans to make it the top title. Now,
continuity, sort of.
I agree, but he did make his quest for the Grand Championship seem more important because he wants that belt. He wants the rounds and all that shit, so he wants that belt. He said he could have gone for the world title, but he plans to make the Grand title the top title, which good luck on that. Now, Franklin's backstage in a parking lot, and he says, I finally get a shot to get my world title back. And Eddie, I'm going to go to the ring right now, and I have a proposition for you. Kinky.
Oh, God.
You going to ask Eddie Edwards to be your hooker for the night?
No, I don't want that visual.
No, I don't either. But that's... Here comes, then, after the commercial break, here comes the Turtle Franklin, and he calls out Eddie Edwards for his proposition, and it better not be indecent. So,
A decent proposal.
Eddie says he doesn't have to answer to Franklin and doesn't owe him anything because he beat him plenty of times, actually. However, he gets why Franklin is saying is because he knows how much I have high hopes for my title reign. How I'm the fighting champion. On this, he's like, shut up about your fighting champion. You are not the fighting champion. You have to rely on dumb refs and partners.
He's right, you know.
But that still means he's a fighting champion. He fights anyone. But,
yes, nobody ever sees the fictitious record books.
Nobody does, yes.
Yeah.
So, Eddie does want to hear how Franklin's going to try to seal tie. And Eddie's like, it's because it was all a fluke. He's like, yeah, I'm tired of this movie crap about how it's all going to end. The movie's over and stuff. I'm tired of hearing it. And he's right. Franklin has been using that line a bit much. So Franklin says, if you have the guts, you fight me in a 30-minute Iron Man match.
Mm-hmm.
It's 30 minutes I get to kick your ass. He's like, fine. That means 30 minutes I get to beat you too. And I get to keep calling you. You get to keep being Eddie's bitch.
Ooh.
Franklin hates that. Cheap shots champion beats him down. He's about to spear him, but Davey chases off the turtle with the chair. Meanwhile, Maria's on the phone, and it's Braxton Sutter. She's trying to talk to, and it's a voicemail, unfortunately. And she says, "You meet me here." And by the way, next time when I'm calling, answer me. And I'm like, why?
Wait, why? Why?
Okay, Brooke shows up and Maria gets in her face, like saying, "Oh, hi, never introduced myself. You're Brooklyn Beck. I'm Brooke. And if you know what's good for you, you stay out of my way."
Idle threat.
Yeah. So Don West is back for ShopTNA.com. Yay!
Insane deals.
Insane deals! Blue and brown box bag deals!
I don't want to know what's in the brown bag.
I don't either. The special deals! So, Brooke's going to fight Deonna Purrazzo, and once again, Madison gets to contribute nothing on commentary other than being there for Josh, because they're married.
Why? What's the point of her being there?
She's the Knockouts commentator.
But she doesn't say nothing.
She doesn't say anything interesting, yeah. And apparently Brooke has a reality show called Rattled. I don't honestly know why, so I wish someone could explain to me about that, why it's called Rattled or whatever. Still in the dark on that. Anyway, Brooke wins, ultimately. She looks pretty good. She hits her known finisher, the finisher we've seen her hit many times since she was here, and Josh calls it, "Nice move!"
What a maneuver!
What a maneuver!
Vince McMahon.
Shut
up, Josh.
Josh. She's had that finisher, and by the way, that move has a name. In fact, I am looking it up right now. The Butterface Maker. No, that wasn't the Butterface Maker. That was the Test Shocker.
I think they might have changed it once they dropped the Test Mocker name.
Well, there was also the Buttership.
The Buttership Maker.
The Butterface Maker, which was like a sit-down face buster, but the Test Shocker was what it was. It was a belly-to-back face buster.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what it was called, the Test Shocker. So they'll have to find something else to call it, but, yeah, not nice move! Nice move!
What a maneuver!
Anyways, Brooke wins. Sienna comes up, beats up Brooke, and Maria says, "Welcome back." And here's the problem. Brooke was fine against Deonna Purrazzo. I guess Deonna Purrazzo is really good. She is pretty good, so I guess she can carry Brooke too.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Sienna and Brooke just did not click. They've got
a match coming up in the next couple weeks.
And that might be. I hope it's Russ. I absolutely hope it's Russ, because either that or she and Sienna don't work well. Which, considering they're probably going to have a feud, meaning that's going to be the likes of Mickey Molina, where they're just going to be two decent workers, but shitty matches always happen with them.
Yeah, no, two decent workers with no chemistry.
Yeah. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Anyways, Fact of Life is next, but
Yes.
Eli Drake. God damn, get my name confused. He's not a Draken brother, damn it.
Yes, he's
Eli refuses to talk, so how are we going to
famous
show
brother
it?
that we don't tell anybody about.
Yeah. Anyways, backstage, Maria sees Braxton and says about the voicemail, is like, I was busy with Ellie. I didn't see. Well, I am important. Not to me, you're not. And she's like, you're gonna stop training Allie. He's like, why? No. And she says, you know I own Allie, right? So? And he's like, so you're gonna break up with her, right? You're no longer gonna train her. Yes. Now go find Laurel. She's a sweet girl.
Ugh. Laurel, man, yes.
Meanwhile, Cyrus is the announcer for Fact of Life. And oh boy, this segment is great.
Tyrus, though, is the most awkward sounding announcer ever.
But he said, yeah, he is. But you know what? He does do some good comedy here.
Yep.
Let's start this off. He talks about how Eli Drake has the red case, and it's going to be number one. It's going to be number one.
Nope.
Number
It's
4.
Number 4.
Everyone's laughing at him. And he's got the face of like, wah, 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 wah.
Bum, bum, ba-dum. Pew.
So DCC are basically in on the whole joke of being silent, of his silence. And they're like, so which one of you's the leader? They all should raise their hand. So which one of you is going to represent us? All raise their hand. So there's a hand, and they're about to hand it to the Eli, but then make fun of the fact that he is number 4. So they open theirs, and they're number 2. And he's like, you two must be happy about it. And their masks, this must be a cut, because their masks now have smiley faces on it. Like Parker smiley faces on it. And they're like,
let's
so
draw some reaction.
They are completely silent through this entire thing. And it is great as they just make fun of this. And then it gets to Trevor, who is
talking to the mic.
Trevor is also, he's like, dummy, yeah. And he's like, you know what? You sure? You really seems bad that are you so mad that you got number 4? Why don't you be me get number 1? And, that no DQ World Championship match, does sound good. Thanks for the
needling him. He's needling him.
Yes, he is. He is poking him with but he ends up with number 3.
Yeah.
And which means Jeff Hardy gets number 1.
Brother Nero
gets number 1, and he says they'll so guess what? The world champions don't have to defend their titles unless they want to, technically, because you can't challenge them because they'll have a match, number 1. So yeah, the Hardys don't have to defend their tag titles unless they want to.
Aha.
Career moment. Drew gets the world title against Matt Hardy. Career moment for Moose. Moose beats Mike Bennett at Bound for Glory. Then Braxton goes to Allie and says, this can't work. What is it me? Is it me? It's like, it's just not going to, we didn't need to see it be separated for a little while, and just leaves depressed. Basically breaks up with her as her trainer.
What a poor
he's disappointed. He's this sad too.
Allie.
And then Rockstar Spud comes out, and the alcohol is at the fucking ready.
God.
Because he's got to once again sing Aaron Rex's name. A poor Spud in this whole shit.
Aaron Rex.
And Aaron Rex comes out with the same shit and the same tights. And I am at this point online doing GIFs of just people drinking. Because the fucking see-through tights.
This gimmick is freaking terrible.
And it gets worse because it's a match. Aaron Rex and Spud. I'm not calling him Rockstar Spud anymore because with this shit, he's losing that name. And it's Robbie E. and his partner for the night, Swoggle. Oof. So Rockstar Spud starts the match and prances around like a ballerina.
This gimmick is terrible.
okay, Spud tags in Rex, who gets on the mic and talks about how he's going to put the violence in a hole so people can see what they want him. But when Swoggle grabs his knee pad, he's like, he's touching me! He's touching me!
What the hell?
And I'm like, hey. So Swoggle hits Spud with a GTS, but Rex tagged in. Swoggle bites his hand and tags in Robbie, who clotheslines against Rex. Eventually, Swoggle gives Spud a stink face, but then is attacked from behind by Spud, who's using a foreign object. Or was that Rex who was using a foreign object?
Probably Rex.
I was drinking.
Probably Rex, 'cause that's
Yes.
his gimmick now.
Okay, yes, I might have been drinking. I might have remembered. So, yeah, Robbie knocks Spud out of the ring. So Rex comes in, poses as he pins Swoggle,
Yuck.
and the team of Rex and Spud win.
Yuck.
This, dear fucking God, this was terrible.
This whole gimmick is bad.
It's bad. It is just absolutely help me.
We've got an early turducken nomination if this makes it the whole year. And I hope it doesn't. Because you're ruining at least one talent.
Even if it doesn't make the whole year, this is just bad.
And you're ruining one good talent in Spud and an okay talent in Rex by doing this gimmick.
You're just absolutely showing Rex that he had that one great gimmick, and he was able to work with a shitty gimmick that was able to make it funny. But other than that, not really. On his own, he is nothing. So backstage, Braxton Sutter. Well, actually, we got career moments of Drew Galloway beating up Aaron Rex, referee, after losing to EC3, which is a great highlight. And then career moment of Moose winning the Impact Grand title. So they announced Genesis now, and I am like, really? Now?
Genesis does
what Nintendo does. Because Nintendo ended up winning that war.
Yep.
So, montage set up for Rosemary versus Jade and a Monsters Ball next week. And I do got to remember this now. They talked about how Rosemary only won because of the Miss, and I'm like, isn't that legal in a steel cage match? Isn't the Miss fucking legal in a steel cage match? It's not illegal.
Anything pretty much legal in a cage match?
It's legal. Although in some times you get DQ'd in a cage match in TNA somehow.
Somebody forgot the rules that meeting.
Yeah, those happen. I've seen that happen.
Somebody interfered. It's a cage match. What do we do? Call for a DQ.
Disqualification. What? So Braxton is now having to give Laurel a ride, and she's talking, and Braxton's with his head down. And Laurel makes Braxton open the door for her, and he's just like,
this bitch.
And it drives her away. Montage set up Moose and Drew, and here we go, 3 rounds of the Impact Grand title, and this match starts off really good.
Uh-huh.
Like, the first round is great first round. They both kip up. Although Galloway, when he kips up, he flips him off.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, this is a good, evenly met match after the first round. Drew did hit a very weak pile driver, and Drew did call Moose a son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
So round 1 is over. Either guy could win, and you know what? Moose should have. Based on the other 2 rounds, Moose should have won this round. They should have just given this round to Moose. Because the second round, but Drew Galloway wins round 1. Judges 2 and 3 decided him, and judges 1 went with Moose. In the second round, they both do very effective power moves on the apron. Both of them get knocked out and have to get in the ring before 9 because before a double countout happens. Drew hits a pop-up power bomb. Moose hit the pop-up power bomb. My bad. But misses the moonsault. Then Drew hits an Iron Maiden, has the Iron Maiden locked in, and for 45 seconds he has it on, and I'm like, well, obviously Drew wins this round. Nope!
Mm-hmm.
Moose wins the round.
Who's
What?
judging these things?
I have no fucking idea. Even Josh and Pope say Drew won round 2.
Who the hell is judging this stuff?
I don't know. It gets even worse because in the 3rd round, Drew gets a low blow. The ref,
And it's
Brian
not a
Hebner, stops the match, and instead of disqualifying Drew Galloway, he just deducts a point.
Yeah.
What? That's a DQ. This is kind of wrestling mixed with MMA. Yes, in MMA, you can deduct a point, but this is a disqualification. You can just say to Drew, "You're out. You're done." But no, and Moose becomes an idiot because he gets up way too fast after suffering the thing. So he goes right to Drew. Drew hits the Claymore, and Drew is your new champion. And Drew is showing off the belt in front of the 3 judges. Hey, y'all said I didn't win round 2. Fuck all of y'all. So that's the end of the show. Some highs, some lows. Yeah, it gets a C. Really, like I said, the Drew Galloway Moose match was good, was great, and then the end of the 2nd round happened. The match went to hell after that.
Yep.
Like they absolutely just botched it. Like, how do you? I am like, when the announcers are like, these judges are idiots. These judges must have seen something we didn't. And I'm like, yeah, they saw something. They smoked some weed and missed the last 45 seconds of the match. They were doing what I was doing in the middle of Aaron Rex and Spud. Missing a portion of the match.
They were drinking some joy juice.
They were getting caught drinking some joy juice. And forgot the match is going on. Oh, okay. Yeah. TNA, you have a good idea. Moose wins by split decision. That's some bad judging. I love that. Someone says that. Mm-hmm. He should win that. He should have won that round unanimously. That 2nd round. Drew had that round. Yep. That was easy. And I'm like, okay, if Moose wins this match, I'm calling bullshit. Thankfully, Drew won, although they fucked that up, too, with the low blow that should have been a disqualification.
Yeah.
Seriously, now you're going to enforce that you get the dock points? What about all the times Aaron Rex used the illegal punches? Were you going to DQ him or dock him points for knocking a motherfucker out with the
rules? They're only enforced when you need them.
I'm docking you points for having shit on your towel and using it rake the eyes. I'm docking you points for having rings in your finger. Punch people with rings on your finger. That was
plot holes.
Huge plot holes. So that's the end of that show. Yeah. And next week's hopefully looks to be a really good show.
Yep.
Although they can find a way to fuck that up. Since 2 matches, and one of them is 30 minutes, the other one may be like 15 or so at best. So they can find a way. They still got an hour and 15 minutes to fuck it up.
Yep.
So, with that said, do you have anything to sell?
Yes, Limitless Wrestling, Unreal, on January 27th in Orono, Maine. Or, not Orono, Westbrook, Maine. At the Armory. On the card, we have Anthony Gangone against Connor Murphy. We have David Starr against Xavier Bell. We have Jeremy Leary and Skylar against the Minutemen. Skylar, by the way, is a woman, so it's intergender, I guess.
Something Triple H hates, by the way.
I'm a little. It depends on who's working it, I guess.
No, Triple H says he hates it, man.
No, I mean for me.
Yeah.
It depends on who it is and how they book it. In women's action proper, we have Beta Scott taking on Tessa Blanchard. We have more tag team action with Ace Romero and Anthony Green joining forces against the American Destroyers. We have more tag team action with Cam Zagami and Tyler Nitro taking on the Main State Posse. We have a 4-way Hoss match with Warbeard Hansen, Brian Malonis, Big Daddy.
JR's happy.
Who?
Oh, wait, Hoss!
Horse fight. It's a horse fight, boys. Big Daddy Beluga and who's the fourth? Max Smashmaster from the Devastation Corporation.
Former Devastation Corp.
Yes. And then your main event is Cody Rhodes against JT Dunn. Other stuff that hasn't been announced yet. In any event, you have anything you want to plug, Seth?
Yes, actually, I do. As the Geno Awards are over, Ghostbusters, the version with the women, won by a lot.
Boy.
And I already did the top 25 favorite movies of the year. And tomorrow I will post the top 25 worst movie of the years. And here's two spoilers. 1, Ghostbusters is not on the list. 1. And 2, Norm of the North was only a dishonorable mention.
What is Norm of the North?
A really bad animated movie that went into theaters for some reason. Ain't even the worst anime movie I've seen this year.
Have we already
I've
run
seen
down
3
those
worse.
25 movies, or are you going to run those down next week?
I'm gonna run those down on my site tomorrow. But I can tell you number 1's gonna be Cell.
Cell. Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, it's based on the cell phone novel by Stephen King about cell phones turn people into monsters, but because of a signal and stuff. It's a very good book. It sounds stupid, but it's actually very good. Unfortunately,
It's
the movie
book,
decides...
it didn't end up being a good movie.
Because somebody decided to fuck the book and decide, let's make this a zombie movie. Let's make this a generic zombie movie somehow. And let's, even better, have the troll song singing in it.
A troll song?
Troll.
Oh, boy.
That song. They legit have the troll song in it. Troll.
Good Lord.
And I'm just like, you're trolling us! So yes, that was the worst movie, but there were others that were bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I can reveal the top 5.
Yep. Go run.
5 was, let me get to the bottom. 5 was Home. Not the one alien one, animated alien one that was last year. Although that did suck. This one's a ghost movie where the big spoiler of the girl being dead the whole time gets fucking revealed on the DVD cover.
Whoopsie.
Yep. And meet your new baby sister, as she's a ghost-looking thing. I'm like, you spoiled the fucking movie!
Good work.
In the movie, she's alive, but then it gets revealed in the end she's dead. She died. I'm like, oh shit. Battle for Skyark. They never even got to Skyark in that movie. That was
Nope.
Demon Tongue, with one of the worst acting imaginable. And she's the one that gets possessed, too. And the Demon Tongue shows up only once. And the number 2, Cell was number 1, Andron the Black Labyrinth.
Oh boy.
Which is a complete mess of a film that tries to rip off Hunger Games, that somehow was able to rope in Danny Glover and Alec Baldwin in it.
must not have much work for that. Much work.
I know. They somehow were roped into this thing. And I think Alec Baldwin's one of the most overrated actors in Hollywood. I do not like him, but he is definitely better than this movie. It's that bad.